Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Ray Fluck. I work television beat for Bleeding Cool, and this, unfortunately, is our last recap for American Horror Story Cult. Episode 11 premiered last week. It is the season finale. Obviously, American Horror Story will be coming back for an additional season, but for now, this is going to be it until next fall, so we're going to have a moment of silence just to appreciate Ryan Murphy's season. Okay, we've gotten through that. We're going to be taking a look at the final episode from last week, Great Again. It's going to be a quick recap because I really want to touch upon some of the things that I've taken out of the season, and I don't want you guys watching a recap that's longer than the actual episode. So, my handy-dandy cheat sheet right here. Let's get started. We start off with, and we're going to assume is the present. And we see the present because Kai's in jail. Kai's in jail for obviously the cult activities. He has somehow gotten to there. We have some semblance of it because we saw what happened last week with Speedwagon, who I keep wanting to call Snowball for some reason, and the whole situation with Allie. But we see right from the very beginning that Kai has created his own cult, and it is as deep a cult in that prison as it was on the outside. It is clearly a predominantly all-male cult, and it is a very dangerous one. And it gets us already thinking, okay, what it was that got him to this point. And there is a quote, and I will be cursing just to give you a heads up, but it's that quote from Kai, so I'll make sure it gets clear. I was sold out by a filthy fucking rat. And that's when we start getting the flash back to see what led to this. Now, Night of 1,000 Tates obviously isn't going to happen, but instead, they've retooled it. Kai really wants to go ahead with Night of 100 Tates, which is still disgustingly disturbing on so many levels, and it is amazing the Charles Manson influence that still exists because you still see Evan Peters as Charles Manson in this episode. It's interesting how this was the one cult leader who seems to have stuck the most with Kai. But we get Allie going along. Allie's playing a role. We're wondering what exactly is going on with Allie. We see a scene with Hope and Allie, and Hope is basically at this point just saying to Allie, look, can you just please kill me? You'll see that picture I include with the knife. That's essentially Hope wanting Allie to just end it. Hope was just trying so hard to be one of the last ones, as she says, but now she just wants to end it. And she starts talking about the things that she's done to Allie to give Allie the excuse. But there's a great line, and it's why I was looking down to make sure I'd written it down. There's a great line from Allie in which she says, we all did what we had to do, and we still are. And she also makes a reference to about faith. And right off the bat, I missed it at the time. But for those of you, all of you seen the episode, you know where exactly that's going. I can't believe I missed it at that time. But it was kind of, again, those little hints were staring us the entire time. Okay, now we're going to meet up with Kai and Allie. Kai is flipping out because he can't get a hold of Speedwagon. And this is where Allie starts to make her move. She basically sells out Speedwagon, gives the whole story about, killing him and everything like that. And basically says to Kai, your Winter was innocent. Your sister was innocent, so you basically killed her for no reason, which sends Kai off of the deep end. And you really just, you start to wonder really, really quickly where she's going with this and how much manipulation she has. We see now what ends up happening, which is Allie goes outside to do an errand run as Kai's getting everybody together for the Night of 100 Tates. And when I say getting them together, I mean he's teaching them some kind of effed up Lamaze class type thing on how to properly kill these pregnant women, what to do with their husbands, everything else. It's disturbing. It's nearly as disturbing as the Charles Manson reenactments from last week. So we have this going on, and we see that Allie's leaving, and she's going somewhere, and then lo and behold, we realize that Allie is working with the FBI, and she sends the FBI in just full scale to take them out because there's just no time left. I mean, there's just so much evidence now. And it is a nasty firefight. You could call it a firefight if you call a firefight trained professional law enforcement against a bunch of crazy Hitler youth that don't know really what they're doing. But one really great moment of revelation and reflection is that, as if you could call it that, but Hope basically gets to kill one of the Hitler youth. And she says it perfectly. You're right, Allie. I just had to hang on. And it was that freeing moment of satisfaction where she just popped that guy in the head that just freed her. And it's nice that we see later on that Hope was actually released and didn't get charged or get wrapped in a lot of the things that were going on, because clearly she was just not under. If we're going to go with the Manson defense, then she clearly would fall under the Manson defense for Manson's followers. Okay, we get back to the present. I'm going to try and keep my ums down. I sometimes do that when I look down, so I'm going to keep a watch on that. We're back to the present. We see Allie and Hope. Allie is now a local celebrity. she has gotten the attention and a lot of the media scrutiny from having survived Kai and the cult. She's a local celebrity. She's running the butchery on Main. Everything's going well. Hope shows up to visit. That's where we get some background information. Kai went to prison. He pled guilty, accepted all the charges, except for killing Ivy, which I thought was very interesting. That was, I think, Kai's way of sending some type of message, but send all the message you want. Allie's perfectly fine with how everything went down with Ivy, and she wants to make sure if Hope has any doubt, and I'm sure Hope does, but I don't think Hope cares. I think at this point it's like, look, we got to where we're going to be at. We did what we had to do. No judgment, no foul. Continuing on with Kai and Allie, we see at Oz's birthday party, which Hope was able to attend, Allie gets a phone call and it's from Kai, and Kai just flips the hell out because Kai now obviously knows that Oz isn't his kid, that was faked, and Kai's really starting to flip out and understanding more and more that he just really got screwed. So he is threatening Allie like crazy. What he's going to do, what he's going to have people on the outside do to her, all this stuff. So what does she do in proper response? Does she do what old Allie does, which is hide, lock herself away and everything? No. She says, F it. I'm going to run for Kai's Senate seat, or the Senate seat that Kai wanted, which is just the basic, proper screw you she could have ever done for Kai Anderson. What I like about that is we see Kai back in the prison, and we see he's having sex with one of the prison guards who's going to help him escape, and he sees that announcement on the television, and it just flips him beyond all belief. So, again, I thought that was a great scene. It shows the difference between Allie in the previous episodes of the season where she would have just run and hid. Now it's just like, okay, you want to do this? I'll take this back to you tenfold. I loved it. We get to the debate. Allie's taken on, it's interesting, I think like Allie's taken on all the things that Hillary Clinton had said in her book that she wished she would have done in the debate. She really does. She mentions when her opponent's cutting off her personal space, she calls him out with regards to the sexist ways he approaches her and the debates, and really does this great job with a Blizzard line that, again, I wouldn't even try to do it justice. It's just a great line. Look it back up again if you don't remember it. If you do, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We see Kai, having escaped, having been helped out, is there. He's got some of his Hitler Youth, and they're all ready to go. And then we see the big shoe dropping, in the sense that this was all set up. This was all set up. Allie has set this up all along. This was the big plan in the big picture. Force the confrontation. The guard who was screwing Kai was really screwing Kai, in the sense that she was all part of the setup. Allie had already been, for lack of a better phrase, I guess, preaching a certain manifesto to the guard prior. And we start to see the flashbacks now and how all of this has been one big setup. This was the plan. Debate on television, force a confrontation, elevate Allie's power standing, and get her essentially the election. And that's exactly what happens, because Allie hits Kai with a great line where it says, "You were wrong. There is something more dangerous in this world than a humiliated man, a nasty woman." And with that, Hope, bam, Kai is out of the picture. We then find out later on, when Allie's with Oz, we hear, for example, that she won the election overwhelmingly. 80% of the female vote alone. My hope is that she got better percentages than white women voted for Trump in this previous election, but I don't want to get into that editorial. We'll move to the side on that one. We also see that she is really looking to make serious changes in the Senate, and Oz asks a question if he's going to be a good boy or if he's going to be good. And it's funny in the sense that Allie says, we'll see. And then we get at the end, we get the moment where she's looking in the mirror, she puts on the green cloak, and we realize we're probably having the formation of Scum version 2.0. Maybe not so bloody or violent, but definitely not that's going to have women waiting on the sidelines, waiting in the wings, and not feeling empowered. So it was a very, very, very excellent cliffhanger-ish ending, yet still felt fulfilling. What I thought was interesting was I thought we would get some guest appearances or what have you from previous episodes, because this is what I wanted to say. My feeling is that I think thematically women empowerment has been a running theme in each of the seasons, but I think also women empowerment as a plot line and storyline, this consolidation of power, I think is something that Ryan Murphy is starting to go with too. I felt like we could have seen Allie go to this meeting and have seen a couple of representatives from previous and past seasons. I mean, hell, look at Coven alone, since we all know the seasons function within the same universe. So I think that's very interesting, and I know Ryan Murphy had mentioned we're going to see more connections amongst the seasons as this rolls along. So for now, I guess we can start the speculation as to what next season's theme is going to be. I'm looking forward to see what spectacle at San Diego Comic-Con Ryan Murphy has ready to unveil at this time. I'll make sure I do my time right so I know when to look for it. But I want to thank you guys for joining me each of these weeks for these recaps and for joining me for the live blog. It has been fantastic. I've enjoyed it. Hope you guys like the way we've changed this up a little bit. Standing, moving around a lot more. We got the Red Vines represented. We got the coffee represented. So, again, thank you guys. Hope you enjoy this. Hope you also join us in January because we're going to be doing a live blog, Ryan Murphy's American Crime Story, The Assassination of Gianni Versace. And on the same site that you're watching this, down below, you see the trailer for it. Please make sure you check it out because it's fantastic. But again, thank you guys. My name is Ray Fluck. I work the television beat at Bleeding Cool. You can follow me at OldManGeek88 on Twitter and at OldManGeek on Instagram. And you can look for my stuff on Bleeding Cool. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoy and happy Turkey Day to everybody.